Welcome to SC Custom Designs, and we are back in the shop, my friends. What is our project? So, no surprise, we're going to be doing a bandsaw box, actually 3 of them for a wedding gift. So I have to have that complete in a couple of weeks. So it's Saturday. It's the first time since my fractured wrist that I'm back in the shop, and I'm very excited to be back in action, my friends. So let's talk a little bit about what it is. If you don't know what a bandsaw box is, this is an example of a bandsaw box. Essentially, this guy is cut out of one solid block of 4x4, and I have a length here that is set up and ready to go. We're going to get the 3 bandsaw boxes out of there. So we're going to cut that on the sled, and that seems to be the safest way to be able to achieve that. If you try to cut a 4x4, now this is a 10-inch on this Sears Craftsman bandsaw box, radial arm saw, you're actually not going to get across the 4x4. It's going to stop, so you'd have to raise up the unit and then drop it down. That's not safe. So you could just cut it with a saw. Honestly, that would be just fine. There's so many ways to do a thing, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So at any rate, I'm going to set the camera down shortly, but you know how it is. I like to start the day off with an awesome cup of coffee. Why is it awesome? Because I made it. I love coffee. All right, we're going to go ahead and set you down in here. And I know there's people out there just applauding at the moment. Thank you, Steve, for setting down your camera. So hopefully this is going to be okay. Hopefully you're going to hear me all right, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and do it. So, and this is what I tell them. Oh, let's get the business out of the way. This is SC Custom Designs. We have a YouTube channel, and that's where you're viewing this. And if you like what you see, please subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. If it's a thumbs down, which I think is on this side, let us know how we can improve and what you didn't like. Comment, please, and we'll get back to your comments. Trust me, we do. We love to get back to your comments. So again, this is the woodworking side of SC Custom Designs, and my wife Catherine is the artist with garments and wedding dresses and time period pieces and everything else in between. Makes homemade beeswax and honey for the lip balm. I can't even keep track of what she does. She does so many wonderful things. Let's try to get to the business and let's see how far we can get making the bandsaw box. So first thing we're going to do is, I said, they're going to be 9 inches. So we want 27 inches of stock, and I like to add more. So we're going to do 32 inches because I like to have a buffer. And if you know, if you've been working with wood for any period of time, you know that's what you need to do. Okay, so again, this is dry fir, is what this is. Okay, so again, this is this unit here. You can look up the episode. Is a sliding table saw sled. Have fun with your design. I made mine look like a ship back here. So I'm raising up the blade. Not really sure what you can see from over there. Probably not that I'm raising the blade. I'm going to raise it up as high as I can get. I'm going to have to flip the board because naturally it's sitting on the sled. So my 10-inch Delta is not going to be able to handle that. So I'm not going to bother with dust collection at the moment. I have it hooked up to the bandsaw or ear protection, which is over there. I'm definitely going to get that for the bandsaw because that's just a lot of noise. Here we go. Okay, so that's that operation. And we're done with this. So we're going to go ahead and lower the blade. You've got to always think about safety, my friends. Can you be too safe? Unplug the saw. Alright, and now we have the unit. We have the stock for the 3 bandsaw boxes. So what we're going to do, I'll be right back. We're going to bring the camera over here now. Actually, I'm going to probably hold it. And let's talk about the anatomy of a bandsaw box. So I would say, okay, so here's a bandsaw box. What you need to do is draw out the simple instructions, the various cuts, so that you don't forget. I'm telling you, sometimes I have to watch my own video when I don't do things for a while. You know, obviously I've made bandsaw boxes, right? They're here in various shapes and sizes and so on and so forth. But some can be a little bit different than others. For example, this one here is a little bit different than this guy, right? If you look at them this way, see? A little bit different. This is got an opening here, and in the back I've got this going on. A little bit of different style. And there's one in the rough there. You can see down there. So let's go. Let's talk about it. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut these guys into the perspective blocks, and then we're going to cut the tops off, the bottom off, okay, of the unit, and then the back. And then we need to cut out the main block, okay, the main block, which is going to look like this. Then you're going to cut from the main block the front and the back, okay, and then once you get the front and the back, you set those aside. Then you're going to cut out the main drawer, which is going to be this, and then you're going to reassemble everything you just cut, and it's going to go back together just like this. Isn't that amazing, my friends? That's pretty cool. I really like bandsaw boxes. It's all the same grain that's going to flow, and if you plan your cuts ahead of time, you're not even going to see where you cut into the block, okay? So that's what that is. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera back down. So, and come over here like this. Sorry for all the jostling. I know this is not the best setup, but it's what I got. Okay, so there you go. Go ahead, divide this guy out. I'm going to go 9 1/4. At the end of the day, I want them to be 9 inches. You have to allow for the kerf. 9 1/4 again. That's just to give me a little bit of wiggle room, right? That's all. Okay. A bit of wiggle room. And you're saying that there's going to be waste with your block. I'll make a bandsaw box out of that one too. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and come back over to the bandsaw and the table saw. I'm going to cut these guys out real quick. Okay. However, I'm going to take off the sled. And I'm going to basically rip it freehand because I can. Let's go ahead and turn this guy around. So again, I like to be entertaining as I go throughout my projects. So I'm going to raise the blade all the ways up. This time it's actually going to go all the way through just about through the board. Just about. Then you're going to have your square. All right. Let's go ahead and take care of this real quick. Make sure you cut on the correct side of the line so that the kerf is on that side of the line. Safety. I unplug and I plug it back in. We're going to take our blocks over to the bandsaw. I'm going to flip this around. Again, apologies for the jostling of the unit. Alright, so there's my bandsaw. We're actually going to move over a little bit so you can get the maximized view of what it is that I'm doing, okay? So here we go. Let's bring you over just a little bit more, and let's talk a little bit about my setup. And I'm going to go get my earmuffs. Beauty about these guys is you can turn on the radio and listen to your favorite station. So we did a little bit of maintenance in the shop, and I went ahead and I waxed all the tops of my tools like this. So I put a nice coat of Johnson paste wax on this, my table saw, and over here on my Lee D4 dovetail jig. Pay attention to the episodes. We'd like to do at least one or two a week, but basically I'm back to work. But this is a Lee dovetail jig. I went ahead and I put wax on the fingers that make the dovetails and the pins, so they slide nice and easy back and forth like this. So it's a good idea to keep your surfaces nice and shiny, resisting the rust and all those types of things, and you don't want friction stopping your work. So with my bandsaw jet, I have an LED light, which I have here, okay? And I think you need all the light you can possibly get. All right, so we're going to size up our block and decide what's going to be the best orientation for the block, okay? And I'm also going to mark the pieces. Now, it's a good idea, you know, when you get going, you can forget about what step you're at. That's that type of thing. So I'm going to have this right here so I can reference it. I have a little table which is back there. So we're going to mark the top, the bottom, and the back. Okay? So what's going to be your orientation? What's going to look really, really pretty? Obviously you got to think about the structure. You don't want any issues with the structure, depending upon what you do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say you're going to be the top. Okay? You're going to be the bottom. You will thank yourself for marking your pieces. All right? Okay, top, bottom, and I think I'm going to have this the back. Okay? You want to lower your blade bearings so that just notice that these guys aren't running free. I'm probably going to have to get new bearings they're just a little too stiff there. I'm actually going to grab the tool out, and I'm going to loosen. I'm going to make sure those guys are loose. Loosen them up a little bit, okay? All right. Now this guy, I don't have ready at hand. I usually have all this stuff ready to grab in a pinch. Here he is. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the unit. Okay. Make sure it's unplugged. Yes. And I'm going to loosen these guys. It seems to me they have moved on me. And you don't want things moving on you. So there's a real quick ad hoc adjustment that we're doing. Okay, that's better. Yeah, these guys just aren't rolling the way they should. Okay, you want to make sure that your bearings are, the gullet is not being touched. Let's change glasses here. Okay, with the gullet just in front of the bearings. Obviously you're not touching them. So we'll lock that in place. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to order some more. Get some new bearings. That is not good. But obviously I'm just in the middle of a project. I can't just, well, I just started the project. I can't just stop everything. But it's critical that these guys are not touching, but not too far away either. Okay. So, all right. Let's lock these guys up. All right. Do an inspection of the ones below. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing. I noticed that this thrust bearing also needs to be moved. Ideally, you want to take your table off. Okay? So you can get at these things. All right. So if you don't have this adjusted correctly, you're inviting yourself to have problems. All right? I'm really not sure how that happened, but it happened. So there we go. Everything tightened up there. And there we go. Trust me, it was worth while taking the time to take care of that, okay? So, here we go. All right. Make sure everything is cool here. Okay. Let's go ahead and take the top, the bottom, and the back off, okay? And I'm actually going to go by hand. I'm not going to set up I could very well set this up. This is the Carter mag fence too. Okay. Well, let's just show you the whole 9 yards here. This is the fast system. What this allows you to do is to figure out the drift of the blade. And so how that works is you're going to take, I want a thicker one actually. Let's go a 1/4 inch. Okay. Let's try that. fast system is awesome. It has a magnet on it. You're just going to take the magnet, the fast, and what it's doing is it's letting you know what the orientation of your blade is. And then what you're going to do is obviously you're going to raise that up. And you bring it over and you set it. Okay? It has two rear magnets. You just twist this down. You can look that episode up. Okay? I actually gave myself a little bit of wiggle room. All right, now in theory that took care of bandsaw drift. I'm not going to practice while I'm close. I'm not going to practice on the actual wood. Hey, guess what? We're going to use that block that I said we'd use for a bandsaw box. Okay, let's give it a go, friends. Let's see what we got here. It's kind of hard to tell if it's exactly straight. I'm going to take another cut off of it, and then we're really going to know now, aren't we? We'll have a better idea. Alright, let's have a look. If you think about it, hopefully you can see this okay. If you think about it, what we're doing is we're making ourselves really thick veneer. This is called resawing. Alright, but in this case, I wanted to make sure that this is going to cut straight up and down. Alright, now that I'm pretty much happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and here's what I'm going to do, my friends. I'm not happy with that thickness. What I've learned is that if it's too thin, you can have structural types of problems. Okay? So, we'll lock that back down. Take this out. You betcha, I'm gonna try it again. All right. Okay. I'd say that looks pretty good. Hopefully the camera is focusing in on that. Sometimes I hold it up and you can't really tell. But that's a nice thick piece. I'm liking that. I'm going to go ahead and start the bandsaw box. Okay, we're going to cut the top off. Warning, you know, these aren't exactly square, so sometimes you have to improvise a little bit. Okay, and don't just set it down, push it straight through. Sometimes you have to hold it in some sort of direction so that it's actually going to give you the meat that you're expecting. Another reason why you're going to want to make it thicker, the pieces thicker rather than thinner. Okay? All right, here we go. I may have just changed my channel. Okay, my friends, we're going to go to our notes, and we're going to, oh, by the way, this is the lovely couple that's getting married, and we're making these bandsaw boxes for them. So in review, what we have is the top and the bottom of the unit, like this, and this is the back. Okay, so now let's review top, bottom, back. Got it? Now we got to make the main block, or otherwise the drawer. Okay, out of this block here. So I'm going to have to remove this. Our Carter make fence too. Please look up that video and put your tools back where they go. Nice thing about the fast system is they have magnets and they go directly to a piece of metal. Now what you want to do is make sure that things are lining up and as you expect. So we're going to sort of put it back together, okay? And that's the beauty about bandsaw boxes is this. They have to go back the way they came and they're going to look just marvelous, okay? So you want to find the orientation. Looks like he's going to be over here. Find the orientation. There we go. He came from there, so he's got to go back there. Okay. So that's the back. Now what the top is maybe like this. Nope. like this. Nope. There we go. Okay, it's important that we get it back the way it came, because otherwise we're going to have a little bit of a mess on our hands. All right, so now we can see. Let's hold that closer. You've got the top, the bottom, and the back. Now what we want to cut out is the drawer. Okay, so let's place these here in such a way that I can get them back quickly. Okay, now I'm holding the board. I've made this mistake before where I completely disoriented myself, and I didn't have the block. In other words, I cut the drawer. Let's go get this so we can know what we're talking about with a visual.